If you're new here, I'm Rhonda, and this is the Rustic Cottage. I wanted to talk a little bit today about essential oils and how I use oils in my everyday life. There are times when, as we get older, there are minor pains that we may have. And back in 2014, when I got into oils, that was the main reason I wanted to learn more about oils. I wanted to know safety issues about them, how that I could use them, what type of oils were best. So over a little bit of time, I've had time to use different types of oils. I'm going to give you a few basics as a beginner that I would do if I knew from the very beginning of things that I would have done. The first thing I would actually do is I would download, and this is a guide that I had gotten offline, and it was, I think, marycremens.com. I'll try to put that information down below. I don't know if this is still available because this is one that I've had for quite some time. But these are safety guidelines for essential oils, about telling about the aromatic use, topical use, and internal use. Now, I do not use essential oils for internal use. Basically, I use it for topical or for aromatic, which I use a diffuser to distribute oils in our home here. When you find something about safety guidelines, you're going to find out that there are hot oils like cinnamon and clove. If you were to put them on your skin, it would cause a burning effect. So how do I use hot oils and things like that? There are a lot of different things to learn about: how to dilute, sensitivity, making sure how to use them as far as your eyes, nose, and ears go. And let me say, never drop any oils in your nose, your eyes, or your ears. And there is information on her page about sensitivity as well when using citrus oils. Now, let me explain carrier oil. A carrier oil is something that you would use in combination with other oils when using it topically. So understand a little bit about carrier oils. Now, there's all kinds of carrier oils, and one of my favorite is fractionated coconut oil. I do also keep on hand grapeseed oil, and there are just different types. It's just, to your preference. It may be something that you're mixing. And know that the things that I'm telling you are at a beginner standpoint. I am not anyone that is, skilled in these areas as far as telling you, I can only tell you as far as what works for me and the things that I've shared over the years with other people. I have a lot of people that will call and ask me about, hey, that joint oil that you gave me the other day to help with joint pain, do you have that recipe? Can you share that recipe with me? And I keep recipes on hand. I keep a little box, and when I find that a recipe is really good, because I find a lot of recipes online, on Pinterest, just like you would if you were cooking up something, for your family and all. I try out the recipes before putting them on a card, and that way, instead of just saving it in my Pinterest account, I can go to my recipe box for my oils and pull out, where is that oil combination that I use to help with joint pain. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is joint pain and what oils go into this little bitty 10 milliliter bottle, and how I mix those together and all. So a couple of things you might want to use. I'm pretty comfortable with using my oils as far as dropping them straight from a bottle and into my roller bottle that I'm going to create. Some people want a dropper. So getting a dropper that is glass instead of a plastic base, because that's something that's important. And you will find that when you begin searching for different oils that you want to use, that they all come in these little amber bottles. Amber helps protect your oils. Now, I use different types of oils, and I have used, in the very beginning, I started with doTERRA. I used doTERRA. I have used some Young Living. I have had a Grove subscription in the past, and I used their oils. I have found that I really like all of these that I'm telling you about, and all. Simply Earth also has a brand, and I have used those. It says that they're 100% pure essential oil, and understand a little bit more that when I talk about 100% pure, that is what the company states, and all from their assurance on their oils. Now, I will say that when you do find an oil that you really like to use and you begin using it, that actually less is more. So if it is a good brand oil, and my go-to oil that in this last couple of years that I've started using is Rocky Mountain oils. I really love how well, I love the smell, I love how well they work, and this is important. All of these oils that I have talked about, their grade is very good. So, it's just according to what you like. Try the different types of oils. Um, let's see, I used to have a bottle of an oil that came from the Now products that sometimes you can get supplemental vitamins from. You'll find that there are oil companies that also um, have these little roller bottles. I will say, and this is a tip, this is just something extra, that this is tea tree. And with tea tree oil, I use it in the morning time underneath my makeup to help with fine lines, to help with any imperfections and things like that. I've not found it to hurt my skin any, and that's why I'm sharing some of these things with you. So just make sure you try out anything that you use. Also, if you're diabetic or if you're pregnant or anything like that, you need to check with your physician before using any type of oils. Now let's talk about the recipe that I have here today that we're going to make up. And we're going to make up a 10 milliliter roller bottle of joint pain oil. And in that, we're going to use, this is lemongrass. The next thing we're going to use is marjoram. And there's a bottle of marjoram. We're also going to use wintergreen, eucalyptus, and we're also going to use peppermint. Now, remember, less is more, and we're using a 10 milliliter bottle is what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is, like I said, you can either use a dropper or you can actually just, put the drops in the bottle yourself. Now, this recipe calls for 9 drops of lemongrass. There's 9. Okay, we're going to put that to the side. The next thing is my marjoram. And there are 12 drops of marjoram that goes into the bottle. Okay, that was 12. Next, we need 10 drops of wintergreen. Wintergreen is a very thick oil, so sometimes it takes a little bit longer for it. There are 10 drops that go into this. As you can see, I have a little difficulty trying to get it to drop. And if you have difficulty like I did, I have this little tool. I can't remember what oil company that I found online that this is a little bitty metal piece that has a part for pushing down the tops on your bottles and also for removing this little plastic drip top. It's so easy if you have this little contraption. And I'm going to use my dropper. Okay, and I'm going to use 10. Okay, put that oil back in. We didn't use that. And one of the things you want to be careful for, this was a new dropper that I used. It has not been used for any other oils. You do not want to spread oils from, say for instance, peppermint to wintergreen. That can cause an effect on any recipes that you're using. So I'll actually put this in a little zipper bag and I will put wintergreen on it so that I know that I use that for my wintergreen. Okay, I'm going to put my top back on. And notice I'm using a wooden board to help protect my table surface or anything that I'm using. Matter of fact, you can get any of these little boards at any type of craft store. I think I picked this up at a thrift store to use for my oils. Next, I'm going to add 10 drops of eucalyptus. Some oils will drip faster than others. And then we have 9 drops of peppermint. Eight, 9. Okay. Now, and if you can ever get any carrier oils that have these little pump bottles, these work great. And just put it in until it comes to right at the very rim here. Okay. And the reason you don't want to fill it any higher is there is the roller part of your bottle you're going to add, and you just need room so it doesn't overspill. Now, using this little nifty contraption, I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is, but I can push this down. I'll try to do it so you can see it. And my roller is all the way down on that little roller bottle. And then I will actually put the lid on, shake it up a little, turn it upside down. And I did not get any of my labels, but you can buy little labels that are just like little paper stickers that are round about the size of the top of your lid. And with a Sharpie marker, you can write down what recipe you used on that. There are people that print off little labels. I thought I do have a label. Let me grab it real quick. Okay. Some people print off little labels and put around the top, but this is my little label that I use at the very top to put on my roller bottles. Now, occasionally I get neck pain. This is my neck roller bottle so that I can use on the back of my neck. Mornings that you might get a crick in your neck. I'm not going to share that recipe with you today, but I'll try to pull that up and have it ready the next time and share. So that's the little sticker that we use. And there you go. There is a bottle of mixed oils for joint pain. Now, I will say when I found out that this really worked, I was having some really bad pain. As a high school counselor, I did a lot of writing, work at the computer, and different things where I use this muscle. And I would take my bottle of my oil and keep on me. And I would just roll enough so that it was there. And then I would simply massage it into the muscle area. Now, I used this for like 2 weeks. And before I knew it, I had to remind myself that I had even had any pain in that area of my hand. So what I'm sharing with you today is something that I found worked for me. Try to get you some essential oils. Instead of using those chemical-based medications that you buy over the counter, use something that's all natural and see how it works for you. Try to cut back on those chemical-based ingredients. But I can say everything in this little bottle is natural, and it works for me.
Hey y'all, I'm Greg. We're sitting down here at the campground in Honeycomb. A lot of activity going on down here today. A lot of people on the water. A lot of RV things. I guess recreational things on the water. A lot of people down here. Warm day, nice day, beautiful day.
There's a cool breeze blowing, and this is on the Gunnersville Lake. And in the background, you can see part of the area where there's a little bit of mountain area.
Yeah.
And there's homes and
Oh,
docks.
Yeah, there's a road that winds all back in there, and I guess it'll carry you all the way back to the main channel.
Mm-hmm. And over there is the RV park where they have a beach and a swim area.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people today's out here. They bring their grills and stuff down here, and they cook out. This is the perfect place right here to do that. I mean,
It's enjoyable to sit out here by the water.
it is. I like the shade. This time of the day, anyway. I mean, that middle of the day stuff, it's nice, but this here's more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Seen a hummingbird a while ago.
Checking things out.
The guy there, I guess he's waiting to load his up. He's waiting on another one. I think's backed in there waiting. I guess they can load 2 or 3 at a time.
No. People are having to wait to load up their boats.
Yeah, I noticed it lined up out there like airplanes trying to land.
So this is where we are at Honeycomb. This is Sunrise Marina, and it's part of the Tennessee River. It's mile 352. Wow. A lot of people will ride their boats all the way up to Chattanooga, Tennessee from here.
Yeah, I didn't think about how long that Tennessee River is.
I didn't either. This is interesting. like there's a swim area as well out there. If you've been to Honeycomb RV Park, comment below and let us know about any of the details that you may have about the park. Yeah, that's a beach over there, Greg. Now that I'm sitting right here, I
Yeah,
know.
they're out there swimming. A lot of sea-doos out here. A lot of speed boats too. I mean, these is fast moving boats. This is nice right here. I mean, the sun's done gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not gone down. We're behind these trees.
This is another good seating area.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm not sure. It's really, I mean, if you're coming out here, it's not like over at Scottsboro where
No.
you could be at KC's
Right.
and be on the river there. There's like no eating places, so you got to come prepared.
Yeah, you
with
can bring
like,
a picnic lunch right in here and sit down and enjoy yourself. They keep it mowed good.
I've seen some people with mini grills and, you know, just camping attire that they brought out here to have. So
That's, well, these pontoons, I tell you what, this lake's full of them.
mm-hmm.
Well, it always is. It's more crowded though over yonder where that beach is.
Look at that dog on the side of the pontoon.
Yeah, he's riding up there. And
He is. Like he's having a good old time.
we've been down across that area all the way around, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
what
back in there,
a bunch of houses back in there.
yeah, it's homes and all.
Yeah, the Gunnersville Lake and all the backwater pushes back in here, creates a big play zone for all the water people.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first time that we went out on a boat ride?
I do. It was up in Cherokee County with a couple on the backwater up on Weiss Lake.
Yep. Yep.
That's been about 30. It was about 30-year old probably.
Not well, we were a little bit older because the kids were small.
Yeah.
And they had an
probably
inner
mid-30s.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Early. I'm gonna tell you though, it was yeah. We was the low 30s. Or I was. Kids were little.
They were little. Because they rode the inner tube is what they did.
They did. It was pretty. It was nice. It was a real nice couple we was with. Spent the whole day with them.
Yeah. The water was low that day.
It was.
We couldn't go to a lot of places on Weiss Lake. Weiss is different than Gunnersville Lake.
It is. Well, it's off the Weiss Lake. The Coosa. That's it. Yeah. The Coosa feeds, backs it up. I think it is.
But it gets low.
It does.
Places.
It gets drier over there than it does in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got as many feeder rivers as this thing here has.
I remember as a kid, Daddy taking us. We never got in a boat, but he would take us fishing, and we had certain places we would go. He always liked to go to South Side.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on the Coosa River. I know a lot of people have, and then know several people live over that way.
Now, my brother was a different story. He
Yeah.
loved the boats.
He's probably been in every river around, fishing, swimming, boating.
I'll never forget the story he told us when he and his buddy Kermit had actually gone down to the Gulf, and they were going to travel up around the East Coast.
Yeah.
They got a hole in their boat,
Oh,
and he said they were out too far to make it back to land, so he had to get out of the boat.
Yeah, he had to
go up underneath the boat, and he had to patch the hole.
Yeah.
Is what he had to do. So,
boy, that was tough, I guarantee you.
He always had a story to tell.
I don't see how I guess there's ways to patch a boat out in the middle of the water.
He was a good swimmer.
Well, he was not alone too. I mean,
there's the warehouse. That grass-eating carp that we put in our lake. It's eat all the grass. There's a lot here.
That looks like it's been cut. And come in here and cut it.
It's not though. It's just tall.
Oh, it's just the way it is. Though.
Yep. This is walking from the Marina area over to Honeycomb.
There's that gate.
Yep. Look, there's an area you can park if you know somebody at the campground that you can go and see them, and there's probably a trail as well in that area. The Honeycomb campground is protected by a gated area. There is a sign that says all visitors must stop and register at general store and campground before using any facilities. But it's right here by the river.
Pretty flowers.
Yep. We've also got boat rentals here. That's neat.